What if I told you there's a motorcycle so intimidating that people stop mid-conversation just to stare at it when it rolls by? No exotic Italian badge, no wild aerodynamic bodywork, just 800 pounds of pure American muscle, sitting low, wide, and completely unapologetic. That's the 2026 Harley-Davidson Fat Boy. And today on Motometrics, we're breaking down every single thing that makes this bike one of the most talked about cruisers of the year. Stick around because by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why this machine has earned a legendary reputation and whether it deserves a spot in your garage. Let's start with what hits you first, the looks. Because with the Fat Boy, you don't just notice it, you feel it. The 2026 Fat Boy rolls out with that iconic steamroller stance, wide tires both front and back, sitting on classic Lakester machined cast aluminum wheels. Harley-Davidson. There's nothing subtle happening here. This is a bike designed to make every other machine in the parking lot feel slightly underdressed. A sculpted chrome nacelle frames the front end, lit by a powerful 7-inch LED headlamp, with bright LED signals completing the all-around lighting package. Classic face, sharpened through a modern lens. And the color options? Harley didn't hold back. For 2026, they've added a bold new olive steel metallic two-tone to the lineup, joining dark billiard gray, vivid black, white onyx pearl, and brilliant red. Thunderbike. 5 ways to turn heads. Choose your weapon. But here's the thing, and I say this with full respect, a motorcycle can look incredible and ride like a couch being dragged down the highway. So does the Fat Boy back up that stance with real performance? Oh, it absolutely does. Let's talk about the engine. The 2026 Fat Boy is powered by the Milwaukee-Eight 117 custom engine, a 1293cc V-twin that puts out 103 horsepower at 168 newton-meters of torque. Tom Ford Law. Now, for those of you wondering what that feels like in the real world, imagine rolling the throttle on the highway on-ramp and feeling the bike just pull. Not scramble, not struggle, pull. Smooth, confident, I own this road kind of pull. The Milwaukee-Eight 117 feeds the Fat Boy exactly what it was built for. Big torque and roll-on power that turns its solid, planted stance into something that moves with surprising quickness, which honestly is a little funny. You look at this thing and expect it to lumber, then it surprises you. Kind of like that quiet guy at the gym who nobody pays attention to until he walks over to the squat rack and breaks a personal record. Now, power means nothing if you can't control it. So let's talk about how the Fat Boy handles, and this is where things get really interesting. Up front, the chassis is suspended by a 49mm dual-bending telescopic fork with aluminum triple clamps. Out back, there's a hidden free-piston coilover monoshock with 43mm of stroke and hydraulic preload adjustment. Auto evolution. Translation? This bike absorbs road imperfections without making you feel like you're riding over a gravel pit. Fine-tuned damping rates keep the Fat Boy smooth and composed, even on long stretches of open highway. Thunderbike. And braking? A single floating rotor up front squeezed by a 4-piston caliper, and a single rotor out back clamped by a 2-piston caliper. Auto evolution. You've got real stopping power here, because nothing ruins a perfect ride faster than realizing you can't stop as fast as you started. Alright, quick question. How many of you have ever been on a long ride and pulled over just because your back felt like it was being used as a stress ball? Yeah, comfort matters, and Harley knows it. The 2026 models come with improved seat cushioning, better suspension systems, and optimized riding positions. The handlebars and foot pegs are placed to reduce fatigue, making long-distance touring more enjoyable. Blooming daisies. This isn't just a bike for weekend show and tell. You can genuinely take this thing on a cross-country run and arrive feeling like a human being. The airflow-optimized touring intake is designed to move more air through the Milwaukee-Eight 117, helping maintain steady power and smooth throttle response mile after mile. Thunderbike. And the 2x2 dual exhaust pipes? They deliver that deep, throaty Harley note that makes you feel like a rock star every time you fire it up. Your neighbors might feel differently, but that's their problem. Now let's talk tech, because some people assume that buying a Harley means giving up modern conveniences. Those people are wrong. The 2026 Fat Boy comes standard with rider safety enhancements and full LED lighting all around. Harley-Davidson. There's also a high-visibility 127mm analog gauge delivering essential ride data with a clean, sharp look that belongs on a bike this bold. And USB-C charging comes standard, Thunderbike, so your phone stays alive on that 400-mile Saturday run. Small detail, big difference. Ride modes and modern tech give you confidence without compromising what makes this motorcycle unmistakably Fatboy. Harley managed to thread that needle perfectly, keeping the soul of the classic alive while making sure 2026 riders don't feel like they're piloting a time machine with no navigation. Now, here's the moment you've been waiting for, the price, and I want to make sure you're sitting down for this one. The 2026 Harley-Davidson Fat Boy starts at an MSRP of $22,599. Add destination charges, and you're looking at just under $23,500 out the door before taxes and fees. Is that a lot of money? Yes. Is it a lot of money for what you're getting? Honestly, no. You're paying for an icon. You're paying for decades of engineering refinement poured into a machine that will turn heads in 2026 the same way it did in 1990. That's not something you can put a price on. But Harley tried anyway, and $22,599 is what they landed on. Here's what I'll leave you with. The 2026 Fat Boy isn't trying to be the fastest bike on the street. It's not trying to win track days or embarrass sport bikes at stoplights. Although with that Milwaukee-Eight torque, don't completely rule that out. What it's doing is something far more specific. It's delivering an experience. Every time you throw a leg over this thing, you become part of a story that stretches back over 35 years. The stance, the sound, the weight beneath you, it all adds up to something that's genuinely hard to replicate. And here's the cliffhanger I'll leave you with. We haven't even gotten into how the Fat Boy stacks up against its closest competitors, the Indian Chief Dark Horse, the Yamaha Star Venture. The question of whether a $22,000 Harley is actually the best buy in this segment in 2026, or whether there's a challenger sitting quietly in the wings ready to take the throne. That's a conversation worth having, and it's one we're going to have very soon here on Motometrics. If you want to keep going right now, I've got another video sitting in the end screen that you're going to want to watch next. Hit it, and we'll keep the ride going. See you there.